Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. We will make learning English both funny and effective. In this series, I will be sharing with you the exact method I use to improve my English. Every day, I will take a page for the famous five on the treasure island. Read it with you and focusing on the 20 new words from this page. Together, we will explore their meanings, learning how to use them in the sentence, and even do some simple exercise to understand the page better. To make it easy for you, I will provide in the PDF version of the book in the description box below. This steps-by-steps approach is helping me a lot, and I am confident it will help you too. So let's start the journey together and make learning English an enjoyable experience. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me every day for a new lesson. Today I will exploring with you page 16 and a party of the page 17. Reading and explanation. Your guide to mastering English. 20 vocabulary words. Sweet, ice cream, bucket, money, manage, fear, tinkle, obstinate, bargain, mongrel, island, rock, fierce, hot, temperate. Lonely, misunderstood, delicious, crumbs, raw, thrilled, promise. How do you manage when you want any sweets or ice creams? Said Aunt, who spent most of her pocket money on things of that sort. I don't manage, said George. I go without, of course. They sounded awful to the other children, who loved ice creams, chocolate, and sweets, and had a good many of them. They stared at George. Well, I suppose the other children who play on the beach share their sweets and ices with you sometimes, don't they? Asked Julian. I don't let them, said George. If I can never give them any myself, it's not fair to take them. So I say no. The tinkle of an ice cream man's bell was heard in the distance. Julian felt in his pocket. He jumped up and rushed off, jingling his money. In a few moments he was back again, carrying four fat chocolate ice cream bars. He gave one to Dick and one to Anne, and then held out one to George. She looked at it longingly, but shook her head. No, thanks, she said. You know what I just say. I haven't any money to buy them, so I can't share mine with you, and I can't take any from you. It's mean to take from people if you can't give even a little back. You can take from us, said Julian, trying to put the ice into George's brown head. We're your cousins. No, thanks, said George again. Though I do think it's nice of you. She looked at Julian out of her blue eyes, and the boy frowned as he tried to think of a Why, to make the obstinate little girl take the ice, then he smiled. Listen, he said. You've got something we badly want to share. In fact, you've got a lot of things you would like to share. If only you'd let us. You share those with us, and let us share things like ices with you. See, it's a bargain. What things have I got that you wanted to share? Asked George in surprise. You've got a dog, said Julian, patting the big brown mongrel. We'd love to share him with you. He's such a darling. And you've got a lovely island. We'd be simply thrilled if you'd share it sometimes. And you've got a wreck. We'd like to look at it and share it too. Ices and sweets aren't so good as those things, but it would be nice to make a bargain and share with each other. George looked at the brown eyes that gazed steadily into her. She couldn't help liking Julian. It wasn't her nature to share anything. She had always been an only child, and lonely, rather misunderstood little girl, fierce and hot-tempered. She had never had any friends of her own. Timothy looked up at Julian and saw that he was offering something nice and chocolatey to George. He jumped up and licked the boy with his friendly toy. There you are. You see, Tim wants to be shared, said Julian, with a laugh. It would be nice for him to have three new friends. Yes, it would, said George, giving in suddenly and taking the chocolate bar. Thank you, Julian. I will share with you, but promise you will never tell anyone at home that I am still keeping Timothy. Of course, we'll promise, said Julian. But I can't imagine that your father or mother would mind, so long as Tim doesn't live in their house. How's the ice? Is it nice? Oh, the loveliest one I've ever tasted, said George, nibbling at it. It's so cold. I haven't had one this year. It's simply delicious. Timothy trying to nibble it too. George gave him a few crumbs at the end. Then she turned and smiled at the three children. You're nice, she said. I am glad you've come after all. Let's take a boat out this afternoon and row round the island to have a look at the wreck, shall we? Rather, said all three at once, and even Timothy wagged his tail as if he understood. The explanation of the 20 important words from the text. Sweets, confectionery items like candies or chocolate. Ice cream, a frozen dessert made from dairy products and flavors. Pocket money, A small amount of money given to children for personal use. Manage to handle or deal with a situation. Fair, just, or reasonable. Tinkle, a light, ringing sound. Obstinate, stubborn, or unwilling to change one's opinion. Bargain, an agreement between parties, often involving exchange. Mongrel, a dog of mixed breed. Island, a piece of land surrounded by water. Wreck, the remains of a destroyed ship or vehicle. Fierce, intense or aggressive. Hot-tempered, easily angered. Lonely, feeling sad due to a lack of companionship. Misunderstood, not correctly interpreted or appreciated. Delicious, extremely tasty or enjoyable. Crumbs, small pieces of food, especially bread or cake. Raw, to prepare a boot using oars. Thrilled, extremely excited or pleased. Promise, a commitment to do or not do something. Opposites, antonyms of the 20 words. Sweets, savories. Ice cream, otsu. Pocket money, debt. Manage, mismanage. Fair, unfair. Tinkle, finance. Obstance, flexible. Bargain, rip off. Mangler, Kier, Bray. Island, Mandland. Rock, repair. Fierce, gentle. Hot, temperate, calm. Lonely, sociable. Misunderstood, understood. Delicious, tasteless. Crumbs, whole. Raw, draft. Thrilled, bored. Promise, break. 8 comprehension questions based on the text, each with 4 answer options to help you understand the story better. Why does George refuse to take sweets or ice creams from the other children? She doesn't like sweets or ice cream. She thinks it's unfair to take without being able to give back. She is allergic to chocolate. She is saving money for something else. In the text, well, I suppose the other children who play on the beach share their sweets and ice creams with you sometimes, don't they? Asked Julian. I don't let them, said George. If I can never give them any myself, it's not fair to take them, so I say no. Yes, is the answer. She thinks it's unfair to take without being is the answer. Without being able to give back. What does Julian offering to share with George in exchange for her sharing her things, money and toys, twice, and ice cream, toys and ice cream, books and games, clothes and shoes? In the text, listen, he said, you've get something we badly want to share. In fact, you've get a lot of things we'd like to share. If only you'd let us to share those with us. And let us share things like ice with you. See, it's a bargain. What thanks have I get that you want to share? Asked George in surprise. Yes, is the answer. Sweets and ice cream. What does George have that Julian and the others want to share? A bicycle and a tent, a dog and island, and a wreck, a car and a boat, a house and a garden. In the text, you get a dog, said Julian, panting the bigger brown mongrel. We'd love to share him with you. He is such a darling, and you've get a lovely island. We'd be simply thrilled if you'd share it sometimes, and you've get a rock. We'd like to look at it and share it too. Yes, the answer a dog and island and a rock is the correct answer. How does George feel about sharing her thanks with Julian and the others? She is excited and eager to share. She is reluctant at first but eventually agrees. She refuses and walks away. She doesn't care and ignores them. In the text, no, thanks, she said. You know what I just said. I haven't any money to buy them, so I can't share meat with you, and I can't take any from you. It's mean to take from people if you can't give even a little bar. The party one of is the party one. She is reelected and first, but and the party two of the answer. Yes, it wouldn't, said George, giving in suddenly and taking the chocolate bar. Thank you, Julian. I will share with you. Yes, is the answer. She is reelected at first, but eventually agrees. What does George What does George ask Julian to promise her? To never tell anyone about her dog, Timothy. To give her more ice creams in the future. To help her find more treasures on the island. To teach her how to row a boat. In the text, I will share with you, but promise you will never tell anyone at home that I am still keeping Timothy. Yes, is the answer. Do never tell anyone about her dog, Timothy. How does George describe the ice cream Julian given her? It's too cold and she doesn't like it. It's the loveliest one she is even tasted. It's too sweet and makes her feel sick. It's ordinary and nothing special. In the text, the loveliest one I've ever tested. Yes, the answer is it's the loveliest one she is ever tested. What do the children plan to do in the afternoon? Go shopping for more sweets, take a boat and row around the island to see the wreck, play with Timothy on the beach, build a sand castle together. Let's take a boat out this afternoon and row around the island to have a look at the rock. Yes, is the answer. To take a boat and row around the island to see the rock. What kind of person is George described as? Friendly and outgoing, lonely, fierce, and had-tempered, shy and quiet, carefree and careless. In the text, it wasn't her nature to share anything. She had always been an only child, a lonely, rather misunderstood little girl. Yes, is the answer. Lonely, furious, and hot temper is the answer. Now, to better understand and memorize the 20 words we shared today, I've prepared a series of exercises for you to follow in. You found the PDF in the description box below. Fill in the blankets and the answer. Conversation you can practice in with yourself. Write exercise and the crossword puzzle and the answer and word search puzzle and the answer. Goodbye and see you in another video.
Subscribe now.